Hey everybody, welcome back to Sportsnet Central Montreal, joined in studio now by Arpon Basu from LNash.com, and we got Sean Gordon from the Globe and Mail. And guys, listen, we're going to just take a little bit of a break from the Montreal Canadiens this week, and we want to talk more about you. We want to talk about you. Maybe we should get the couches out, and we'll lie you down, and then I really psychoanalyze you. No, we're talking about your profession. Obviously, a very interesting profession. There's probably a lot of budding sports writers who are watching this right now. And Arpon, I'm going to start with you. How did you get your start in sports writing?
Well, I got an internship at the Montreal Gazette, and while I was there, a spot opened up to be what we call a stringer in the business, which is basically a freelancer. The term stringer is actually very appropriate because they string you along for years and years, and they don't actually give you a job. But I freelanced for the Canadian Press for 8 years. I covered the Expos, was my first gig, and then got into the Canadiens a year later. That was about 14 years ago now.
Sean, writing for a paper like the Globe and Mail, you guys have big deadlines you got to meet. How did you first get your start, though?
Well, I actually started as a crime reporter and as a business reporter, and then I became a political reporter, and I was actually working at the Gazette around the same time that Arpon did as well, and I stumbled into the baseball job at the Gazette, and after that went back to politics. And the accident, I mean, it's really a happy accident that I ended up at the Globe. I was working at the Toronto Star before, but it's one of those things where I think what I've done over the years has kind of prepared me for the pressures of writing on deadline, which is not a lot of fun.
Don't listen to him, kids. It is fun. It's a very rewarding job, obviously. And I want to ask about the access you guys get to the team. Is it every practice, every game? How does that work?
Well, pretty much any time the team is on the ice, the media are allowed to attend, and they're going to give you some sort of availability afterwards. Now, you don't get to just walk in and say, "Hey, I want to talk to Carey Price, PK Subban, Max Patra," and then they'll all be waiting for you. I mean, that's not really how it works. They have to meet with the media every day, so the team's PR staff will try and make it so that the same players aren't talking to reporters every single day. So there's certain days that they'll say, okay, Max isn't available today or PK's not available today. But there is access anytime they're on the ice. If they have a day off, then there's
one of the good things is that this is mandated by the league, and so they have to actually send people out to talk to us. They don't actually have to say anything, but they have to be there, and it's on us then to try and make people say interesting things, which sometimes is easy and sometimes not so much.
Okay, this is interesting to me because obviously, like you said, you guys are in the dressing room. You're close with the players. Maybe you try and keep the personal relationships to a minimum, but tell me about the professional relationship that you have to have with these players, and is there a line that you won't cross?
I hear about this line. I haven't seen it yet. I'm a little privileged in that I don't actually travel with the team during the regular season very much, and so I don't have, I'm able to maintain professional and sort of vaguely superficial relationships with guys, which I actually think works for me, but I know that there are other people who tread that line constantly, and that it's not an easy thing to juggle.
And the fact is that, I mean, we don't talk, like, yeah, we might be in the dressing room every day, and I'm not like technically a beat reporter. I'm not at every single practice, but the fact is that you talk to these guys 5-10 minutes a day, every 3 or 4 days. And yeah, you might have a good rapport with them, but I wouldn't go so far as to say that you build a relationship with these people. I mean, they have their own lives that are far away from their media access. And a lot of people come ask me, what's Carey Price really like? I have an idea of what he's like, but I'm not his buddy or anything, and I never will be.
Right, and that's a good point, actually. We're not there to be anybody's friend. Yeah. And, if you're close enough and influential enough and you've been doing it long enough, sure, you can have something that approaches a friendship with these guys. But I always tell people the same thing. I don't actually know what these people are like any more than they know what I'm like, right? And so but that's okay, because, I mean, it's not a barrier to doing the job.
Okay, well, then let me ask you this. Who is the most media-savvy Montreal Canadian? And you know what? It was interesting because we were talking during the break, and I thought it would be an easy answer. PK Subban. I think this guy is great in front of the camera. He loves the camera, but you had a different take on it.
There's not a wrong answer. He's an obvious answer because he loves the spotlight and is not intimidated in the least by what we do and has worked in the media and understands how it works. I actually think, and appreciates it, and I actually think Carey Price actually has a very high level of sophistication as far as what we do and how we do it, and he understands the roles, and I think he has respect for it. And he is often deliberately bland, I think, and he's admitted as much to Arpon before, but he understands and he gets it, and he has gone through probably stuff that no one else can imagine in the National Hockey League.
Arpon, how about you?
I think it's Brandon Pruss, personally, because he has, there's a certain thing that if I could sit down with an athlete and be like, if you want to know what to do with the media, is put out a great soundbite everyone will leave, and you'll be done. You'll be 30 seconds in front of the cameras. All the cameras will be like, okay, thank you. And Brandon Press has that down. He's mastered that. He puts out a one-liner. Yeah. All the TV people are happy. They take off, and his life can go on.
He is good. I like Gallagher, too. The guy's always smiling, no matter what happens.
But that's the great thing about Gallagher is that's him. Like, he's just himself. And it's not easy to be yourself with the media. And that's, he succeeds in doing that.
Hey, guys, thank you so much. Hey, listen, you know what? I know you guys pretty well, but now the viewer knows you a little bit better, too, right? We're going to check in with you guys a little bit later. Hey, we have a feature report on the Montreal Stars women's hockey team when we return, so stay tuned to that. That's coming up after the break.